simplicity and let it just sit there. I hope I don't find any solar crickets, and I hope I don't find any spiders. Because my house right now, because of the back being growed up in the front, is full of damn spiders. Like, I cannot walk from the front of my house to my bathroom without seeing about 14 damn little creepy crawlers running around the floor, little black ones, and I'm not. After the incident the other night when I tried to unalive that one that was in my shower, I will not be engaging in anything. Now, I might get my broom and try to, flick them off the door, but that's about it. My ass ain't doing it. I've still got to take care of my cats. You can hear them in there. They're pissed off at me. But I've been dragging ass today. I'm cramping real bad. I have decided that I will clean up tomorrow and I will just feed everybody today, and it will just have to be okay. Nobody is in a messy situation. Let me just put that out there. But there are some things that I need to clean and change out litter boxes and things that can wait till tomorrow. It's not going to be the end of the world. I'd use some of the detangler that somebody sent me and brushed out my mane of hair. And I need to wash. It's wash day. I need to wash it and condition it. And there's a lady on here that washed her kid's hair and her husband's hair, and she used some kind of shampoo and conditioner that had a winky face on it. And I need to find that and use it for my hair because I have curly hair. And I have broke my curls. I have broke the texture of my hair, bleaching it and stuff. So I have decided that I will just be an ugly duckling and let my hair grow out until it gets to the end where I can cut off where I have dyed it, and I'm not going to dye it for at least 6 months. I'm going to stop dyeing my hair for 6 months. Let it go back. And try to do some treatments and get it healthy again, because I've got a lot of breakage and a lot of damage to it. You won't be an ugly. I'll be a damn ugly duckling. I'll have 14 different shades of hair color. It'll be the hair of many colors instead of the coat of many colors, like Dolly Parton wore to school that her mama made for her that she's so proud of. I won't be so proud of my hair that I've made for me. The hair I've made for me. The hair of many colors. I'm going to have to socialize with somebody that I would like to just pop in the damn mouth. Because I swear to God, this man comes over here and tries to get him a free feel on my ass. I am going to cold cock him right in front of God and the whole damn neighborhood. I'm going to lay that man out. Because I have told him repeatedly. Now, why would I put myself in this situation? Because I can't afford to pay somebody $1,000 again, since I already lost my $1,000, and the person is not going to come back and fix the damn yard like he lied and said he was. So he has offered to come over here and fix my yard where it quits flooding and get all these weeds and shit down where I can have regular grass and I can just cut it with a mower. But I swear to God, if this man tries to cop a field, I will lay him out on the lawn and I will go to jail for assault and battery. He said, I'll help you, but you can't be like bitching me out and cussing me out. I said, well, then respect my fucking boundaries. Don't make me do something I told you I don't want to damn do. And don't bring up subjects that I don't want to fucking talk about. Lord, I ain't like that, honey. He grabs hold of my ass after I've told him not to fucking touch me, and all bets are off. It'll be just like that song. We was kung fu fighting. It's gonna be just like Mindy done that old hussy at the damn Bible study that tried to that kissed her husband that he pushed away, and she went in there and cold cocked her ass. That's the way it's gonna be. Wow! You sound so fucking pitiful, and you ain't fucking pitiful. You're the most well taken care of fat cat they've ever been. I ain't that kind of girl. If I tell you not to come in my personal space, don't come in my damn personal space. Don't be trying to hug me. Don't be trying to kiss me. Oh, it made me gag just a little bit. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, let's not mention that no more. Lord, might make me throw up my candy. Whew. Made my eyes water a little bit. Let's move on. I don't know. Now, I don't know. I can't stand being hugged by no damn body but my children. Oh, that made me throw up a little bit. Whew, let's not say the K word no more. Whew. I don't think I'm ready for all that. Let's move on. You know that you are destined to be single for the rest of your life. When you try to say the KISS word, and it makes you throw up and gag uncontrollably, just the thought of the nastiness. Ugh. I know how Norbert felt at his wedding when Retribution damn tongued him in front of everybody. Me neither. I was watching damn Cry Baby with Johnny Depp in it, and they was out there in that scene where they was all on the little blankets in the field having their little picnic make-out session, and I was over here straight up throwing up, gagging. Had to fast forward it through it. I love that movie too, but I can't watch that part. I can't watch it. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. It's repulsing. Anyway. The person that tried to kiss me got slapped, by the way. Hard. I jacked his jaws as I moved away. Ow! I don't condone hitting. You shouldn't hit people. I know that, but dude, don't do that shit. I don't want your nasty ass shit breath mouth around my face. It goes up my nostrils and everything. My breath probably don't smell good either, but I ain't putting it all in somebody's fucking face. kissing is something I used to do when I was a teenager. My old ass has zero desire in that stuff. Or anything else now. I like, hey, food, drink, and criminal minds. And my animals. Making out and hickey-dickies are a thing of the past. Oh, I don't like peace and quiet. I like drama, noise, and shit where I can stare at my window and watch the neighbors have a brawl on the front lawn. I don't want no conflict in my life, but I want to watch it from my window. Huh? You know what? I was thinking about it. All my friends that act like they've got these perfect fucking relationships, they're probably miserable as hell and just lying to everybody on social media. They probably never touch each other and act like they can't stand each other in real life. No, I have old neighbors that don't even hardly come out of their damn house unless it's to work on their lawn. But I'm about to get a renter across the street from me in a couple of weeks, and I'm probably gonna get a shit show. It's either gonna be a Karen that is just everything I do just clenches up her asshole and she's got to show it, or it's gonna be a no good, just person that thinks that everybody else owes them fucking something, and they're all the time trying to act nicey good shoes to you and try to get you to help them or something where they can use you and get whatever they can off of you, and then they're gonna fuck your life up and start telling they're gonna turn you into this person, they're gonna turn you into that person, one of them people. It's either gonna go either way. I'm so sorry. I did not read the comments. I overlooked all that. We all lose people, and it sucks, and I've never lost a grown child, and I don't know how that feels, but if it feels half as bad as when I lost my baby son that never even got to live, I could just imagine the hell that you go through. But see, I don't have memories of him, how he laughed, how he smiled, what we used to do together. I don't have all that. And that seems like it'd make it 40 times worse. There ain't no keeping your distance here. Everybody's all up in your business. I try to just keep to myself. It's a hurt that never goes away losing a child. I honestly believe that. Never really understood it until I lost 2 babies. But it's a hurt that never goes away and you never forget it, but you learn how to live with it. And things come into your life to make it not so bad. But anyway, I hope these people are smart about letting somebody rent it and they do background checks on them and they don't let just any riffraff move in, because I would hate if those people got their nice house destroyed by some asshole. Or if I had to put up with some kind of asshole trying to mess with me or break in my house or something. That's what I fear. Because people that rent things are, especially in this area, 9 times out of 10 are going to be probably not the best people. Because this is a very rural area and very poor area, and there are a lot of rug use going on around here. A lot. Like, there are 40 or 50 people every 2 days posted on the county sheriff's feed in my area that have been arrested for that. What did you eat today? I just ate a pizza, and I ate a butter sandwich and something else earlier. And now I'm eating these. Something I don't need, chocolate. Almost 6 days late, y'all, and she come running this morning, just like a faucet turning on, and I'm over it. You say you eat a butter sandwich. Yeah, I eat a butter sandwich. That's what happened to my daddy. He sat down on the couch, said he didn't feel good, said he had a headache and was hurting in his chest, and a few minutes later he was gone. I wasn't there. My mama had a massive heart attack in the car with me from being poisoned. It took her 3 days to die. I'll never forget it, as long as I don't get dementia, that is. It'll haunt me forever. I know humanly possible that there was nothing I could have done for her, and even if I'd got out to get help, she probably wouldn't have lived anyway. But for the simple fact that my half-brother, that was her son, nailed all the windows and doors shut to prevent me from calling to get help because he was afraid he was going to go to jail for poisoning her, is sadistic on so many levels. And I have had to live the last 17 years of my life without a mother. He also separated my wrist and broke the cell phone. I did, but they didn't believe me because my grandma said it never happened. She said, what good would it do to put him in jail? Mama's already dead. And he almost unalived my aunt. One more person, and guess what? He's a serial unaliver. And 9 times out of 10, they're never caught. The Criminal Minds thing is a TV show, and they catch everybody that they go after. But it's a TV show. It's not real life. Cops never pick up on that. And people that prey upon folks that are poor and are not high profile, and they're not somebody pushing for them to do something, they're going to get swept up under the rug, and nobody's ever going to look into it, and nobody's ever going to care. If you don't have witnesses, now there's a girl, her name is Kimberly Lynn, and that was his ex-girlfriend. She helped him poison my mom, and her life is horrible. And it has been ever since then. And I posted on my Facebook to everybody on Facebook, and it was like a message to her. I was like, people would do right. They would do the right thing and tell the truth. And also pay me back the money that I helped them with. Maybe their lives would be better. I'm not sure. But whatever it was mixed up with shake and bake. It's poison in itself. Whatever it was caused her to have a massive heart attack, and the lights was on, but she wasn't home. And that's the only comfort I have in it, is she wasn't home, but she screamed out the person that had took her life when she passed away a few minutes beforehand. She screamed out his name as loud as she could. And I can still hear the sound in my head of her suffocating. And to watch something like that, you never get over it. And I have never. And I tried to escape that place so many times and ended up right back there. And now that it's condemned, I'll never be back there ever again. And I have this place. And hopefully one of these days I can afford to fix it. Because what in the hell is wrong with the world when contractors cost more than an attorney? Maybe I'll find somebody that can come in here and do it for me. But my tolerance with stupidity has went way down since everything I've been through. And I ain't going to tolerate nobody disrespecting me. And don't put your hands on me unless you're invited to put your hands on me. I don't want nobody doing that shit to me, and it ain't right. And it ain't going to happen. In my life, there's been a lot of abuse. And I'm not going to go forward and accept anybody's bad treatment to me. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to tolerate stuff like I used to. I'm going to stand up for myself, and I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to do it. You can leave. I'm not going to say, well, it's okay, or, it don't matter. It does matter. I deserve better, and it does matter. I deserve to be respected. And if you can't do that, you don't need to be around me. And I've got a lot of things I want to do. And I'm going to do them. And I hope they turn out right. And people's going to judge me for it, I'm sure. They always do. But you know what? They suck my big toe. I'm going to do it anyway because I want to do it. I want to do it before it's too late and I regret it. I have a lot of plans for here, and I don't know if I can do them here. And if I can't do them here, I'll sell this damn place and I'll move somewhere where I can. Because life's too short to be stuck in a dang rut. Yes, it will happen. It will happen. If you demand respect, people that don't respect you, you're going to have to cut ties with them. You're going to have to cut them off and not let them have access to you. And no matter how much you want to talk to that person, your abuser, because obviously they're abusing you if they can't respect you, then you're going to have to cut them off, cut them out of your life. put up boundaries for your mental health, for your well-being, not for theirs. And it don't matter who it is. If it's your kid, if it's your husband, if it's your wife, if they don't respect you and they're always down talking you, don't sit there and say, well, they've been like this for years. No, they ain't no reason for that. If life is too damn short to stay somewhere because you're afraid to leave. And abuse is abuse, whether it's of the tongue, of the hand, or whatever. Well, don't talk to them no more. Say, look, until you learn to respect me, we have nothing to say. I don't want to see you anymore. And goodbye. You have to do it. I've had to do it. And everybody's like, oh, your family, you need to try to help them. You don't need to be like that. You're so evil and so cold-hearted. I can't believe you would be like that. They're sick. That's not my fucking problem. I'm not a mental health doctor. I can't damn help them. And I'm not endangering what I've got in my home, my peace, and the fact that I may very soon one day have my children in my home for somebody that wouldn't piss on me if I was on fire screaming. Family is not blood. And family sometimes is not blood, and then blood is not family. Yep, that's the way I was going to say it. Just because you share DNA with somebody does not automatically make them family. A family is a support system, a unit, somebody that uplifts you and helps you and is there for you no matter what. Family is not somebody that uses you to get $15 to go to the corner of 5th and Main and pick up something. And family ain't somebody that uses you for a place to stay, money, and takes advantage of you. They don't do that. And they don't watch you struggle and just say, well, it ain't my problem. Or abuse you in any sort of way. And I refuse to socialize with anybody that does that anymore. I have let it slide because of my grandmother and other reasons, and that nobody believed me when I said anything. But I'm done. I am 35 years old. And because of things that I have let go and let happen and accepted it for what it was, has damaged my whole fucking life. To the point that I am very traumatized by everything. Well, you know what? I'm laughing at them running around out here. Hey, hush. It is a neighbor. It is a neighbor. It has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with us. We're not going to bark at it. Just lay your little pointy ear ass down. We ain't treating the neighbor. But those same family members are out here now with not a place to stay because they didn't take care of it. Without any money because they won't work. And the reason why they won't work is because they're too busy chasing a dragon around. And they're out here looking like they're 95 years old, and they're only a couple years difference in my age. And they're out here with rotten teeth after they've made fun of me and called me bucktooth and snaggletooth and all kind of shit over the years. And they're out here with felonies and pending felonies and all this shit after they told me that I was the biggest disappointment to the family and that I should just do the world a favor and leave this world. And they hoped that I passed away trying to use the toilet. That's what I deserved. Now they're out here without anywhere to stay, without anybody to help them other than strangers that have personal gain with something they're bringing in. And when that stops, they're just going to be up shit creek without a paddle. And it's just going to happen because guess what? My grandma died. My grandma ain't going to make me take money and put on their books like she's done every time that they've ever been in trouble and bail them out. She's not going to go speak to the judge on their behalf. I'm not going to welcome this person into my home because my grandma ain't here to pitch a fit about it. She's gone. She died by her damn self in a fucking nursing home because I couldn't get up there in time, and this person didn't give a shit enough to go. They hated me because I wouldn't back down from them, and I wouldn't let them mistreat my grandmother, and I wouldn't let them mistreat my aunt. And so they was saying whatever they could to try to get rid of me because they couldn't stand me. And that's what it was. And my aunt is in a nursing home from what this person done to them. She was locked away in a room in the back of my old mobile home that I co-own with this person for 2 months without any water, lights, food, her medication, laying in a pile of feces and urine. It didn't break me. For 2 months without food or water. 2 months. She weighed 67 pounds when they found her. She had no muscle mass. Her hair had all fell out because she was so emaciated that her body couldn't support her hair on her head. She was unable to stand or walk or take care of herself. So my uncle put her in a nursing home. I can't see or talk to her because he's got complete control over her. She don't have a phone. When I do get a vehicle or get somebody to take me over there, that's the first place I'm heading, is to go see her. So he did it because he wanted her money, and he didn't want to have to take care of her. So he just, when the lights and stuff got turned off, he just left. He wouldn't go to work and wouldn't pay him. He got her check, quit. He got her check and went and spent the money on rugs and food for himself and cars and what all that he wanted and insurance on the cars. And he left her down there, locked in that little room, laying on the floor in a pile of garbage. I kept on bitching at my uncle and his live-in to go over there and check on her. And finally, Tanya said they was going to go over there. I had called, talked to Tanya, and I had called, talked to Edward, and was bitching about it. And somebody needs to go over and check on her. I think she's dead over there. You know, I'm really worried about her. Finally, Tanya said, we're going over there. So they went over there. Why am I in the dark? Because the lights are off. Not like I ain't paid them off. I hadn't got up and turned one on. I will in a minute. Maybe. But anyway, she finally said, we're going to go over there and check. So he pushed the weeds in the back wall out of the trailer to get in. There was no other way to get in. Back there where she was. But she was just sitting there. Well, not sitting there. She was just laying there. And she kept on hollering, I'm alright. I don't need nothing. I'm alright. I don't need nothing. Just delirious. He called 911. They took her out of there. She'd had a massive heart attack from not having her meds. She has a anemia disease. I ended up having to give her 14 different blood transfusions over the course of about 2 weeks. She had to go to the cardiac care unit and stay for a few days in Birmingham. She went to a rehab and then they took her to the nursing home. And as long as the DA agreed with the detective, they was going to charge him with 4 or 5 felonies. Theft over $5,000 is a felony. And they're saying that he stole like $30,000 or $40,000 from her. And then elder abuse, because she's elderly, and a couple more things. Yeah, he needs attempted murder. He needs false imprisonment and attempted murder, is what I'm thinking. And if he dies, they probably will charge him with murder. But I'm going to tell you something. No, as bad as I need money, I'm not going to take advantage of somebody that has mental problems or has mobility issues or has health problems like that. There's some disability, there's an older person. I would never do that. When I lived there, my aunt gave me her card all the fucking time. And I would go and get exactly what she told me to get with it, and I would take it back to her and give it back. I never kept it unless she told me to keep it. And then whenever she called me and asked me for something, that's the only thing I got. I never spent it on myself unless I asked her to borrow some of it and she said it was okay. And I would never lock somebody in somewhere knowing they was there. How could you go to bed every single fucking night laid up in somebody's house with lights, water, a place to use the damn bathroom? She didn't even have a place to use the toilet other than a 5-gallon bucket. Knowing that she's laying down there emaciated without any food, any water, locked in a back bedroom, can't even stand up, set up, anything. But, and he'll strike again. Norma will not be his last victim, and they will be a string full of victims that he has either put in the ground or almost put in the ground, strung from here to Timbuktu, and there'll never be nothing done. He's either a sociopath. I know he's a narcissist. I know 110% that this person is a narcissist. He is always a victim on everything. He will gaslight you, and then he will. Back to your reaction about his behavior. Like, you're the wrong one. It is your fault. His dog unalived my Shih Tzu. No other reason other than it was there. And I was crying and upset about it. And he got up in my face and said, "It's your fucking fault if you wouldn't have had the damn dog out." Talking about my dog, it wouldn't have happened. It's not my dog's fault, and there's nothing being done to my dog because of it. It is your fault, and that's what your stupid ass gets. So, let me take you back to our childhood about this person. Because I had to live in the same household with him all my life. So, when we lived in Phelan, Huntsville, Alabama, in the trailer that we lived in before we moved to the greenhouse, I wanted a balloon. And it was for a birthday or something that we'd had. And I just wanted a balloon that was in the kitchen. So I went in there and got it, and I was playing with it. Well, he grabbed hold of the string of it and was trying to take it away from me. And I was pulling back on it and said, "Give it to me. Leave it alone. I had it first," just like a kid normally does. Well, he grabs a hold of my arm and slams it up into this metal little pantry cabinet thing that my mom had in there and breaks my wrist to the point that I had to go to an orthopedic specialist and get it set in a cast. And all my mom does is like, "You shouldn't have done that. You can't be doing that. You can't hurt your sister." That's all she done. She lied to them. They was going to call CPS on her, and then she's like, "Oh, well, her brother broke her arm," because they're like, somebody broke this little girl's arm. It was such force. It was intentionally broke. So fast forward. Now, 2 of my broken arms, I've had 6. I had 6 in my childhood. 2 of my broken arms was from other people bullying me. 1 in school, and then my mom was in there chasing the dragon and left me outside, and this little girl tried to push me down into a bluff, and I ended up snapping my elbow. But my mom bought him this little dog, a little Boston Terrier Bulldog, and he trained it to attack me, and he would laugh about it. And it would bite me all over my arms and my face, and I had to go and get sewed up. My mom never said anything. "Oh, you know how he is. He's just like that. Everything he done was okay. Everything I done, I'd get beat about it." I was wrong. They'd hold me down until I'd pass out. If I said no or didn't want to do anything or objected to anything, I would be held and made do it anyway. And if I fought or pitched a fit or tried to get away from them, they would hold me, my legs and my arms down, until I got so exhausted that I passed out. Never done anything to him. He had whatever he wanted, was allowed to do whatever he wanted, go wherever he wanted. He was totally opposite from me. So, anyway, he had this dog to attack me one day, and it broke my wrist and my elbow. It also knocked the air out of me, and I had to go to the hospital and have oxygen for a couple of hours. And with my grandma bitching at her that he was going to unalive me and his dog was going to unalive me, she went in there and told him that if the dog couldn't get along with me, then they would have to get rid of it. She didn't give a shit, really, to be honest. She never did. So, she didn't want me, and my grandma didn't want me. She wanted her to either come get me, or she wanted the people at the DHR to put me in a group home, because she said I was too difficult. She would call other people and have them to come over there and intimidate me and bully me and get up in my face and tell me that I need to start listening to her and need to start behaving and doing what I was told and stop running off, as she called it, because I was going to my friend's house. I wasn't running off. I wasn't trying to run away, but I should have. But I was going to my friend's house that lived less than a mile down the road that I walked to all the freaking time from my house. She always knew I was coming. She'd meet me part of the way and walk with me, like 2 houses down on this little damn dirt road. That I had met her in kindergarten when I went to school. Well, let me just put that out there. I never run away. And me and her never done stuff like my brother done. We never done rugs. We never done very destructive behavior. We never done dangerous behavior. We never done none of that. We just hang out and listen to music. That's all we done. We was boring. We was vanilla. Talk about boys. Talk about the cute boys and who would make a good mom and just stupid kid shit. So, I was not this bad seed. But she'd call my mom and be like, I'm going to call somebody to come down here and get her. I don't want to have to deal with her. She needs to be put somewhere. There's something wrong with her. And I could hear her talking about me like that. My pa would say, there's nothing wrong with her. She acts better than him. Oh, he don't do none of that. He stays right here in his room. He don't do none of that. He's a good boy. He's just like Gerald was. That was her son that died. So this is what her little angel would do every night. He'd creep in my room and start touching on me inappropriately and do things to me and essay me and torment me. And he would unalive my animals and then tell me about it. Well, he laughed. And sometimes he would do it right in front of me. But he never done anything. He also done rugs with his friends, tore up vehicles, and done very dangerous behavior his whole adolescence, to the point that he should have been institutionalized a long time ago and got a medication regimen that he was court-ordered to take. Or just kept up because he was not safe. Let me just say that. So, I was a bad one, and she would call my mom to come get me. Let's get back into the story about me. Because it's not about him. It's about me. And my mom wanted to chase the dragon and run men. She didn't have time for a child. So either she would take me where she was hanging out and running the dragon around, and I would have to lock myself in a vehicle and sleep. And I don't even remember hardly eating anything. I probably went days without food, to be honest. She didn't care if I ate or anything. I used to bag her just to take me home, which I really didn't have a home, but we was staying with her boyfriend, so I guess that was home. And he didn't want me and he couldn't stand me. And I wasn't allowed out of my bedroom after he got home from work, unless it was to eat. I ate his candy one time, a couple of pieces out of the bowl, and she grounded me. She took away my music, my TV, and I wasn't allowed out of my room. And I wasn't allowed to have my dogs in the house, my chihuahua, and had put them outside. And ended up getting unalived, got run over because I wasn't allowed to have a fence for them or anything like that. And sometimes she would find people that would keep me for her, and she would just leave me at these people's house where she was going and getting high with them. And these people that, no telling what kind of folks they really was, leaving a very young teenage girl to be God knows what. And I would call her and call her and call her and call her, and she wouldn't answer the phone. So fast forward to the greenhouse later on. She still owned it, technically. Right before the foreclosure and all that, she lost it. My aunt fell out of reality or something, or was having a hard time, and she'd had a mental episode, and she'd come back home, and she wanted to go work on the paper route and get her a car and try to get her life together and do the right thing and all that shit. And so she moved in at her boyfriend's house with us, and then Bill, that was my mom's boyfriend, jumped on my aunt, and she left, and I told her I wanted to go with her. So we went and moved in to my mom's house that nobody had lived there in years. And you had to walk downstairs. There wasn't no dryer, there was a washer, but you had to walk downstairs and to the basement around it. And that's a haunted place that I talk about. And she moved in my bedroom, and I moved into my mom's. And I ended up getting a couple of dogs, and they kept on having puppies and shit. It got overpopulated, and I tried to get my mom to take them and get rid of them. She wouldn't do it. Neighbor called animal control on us. She went to jail. She tried to get the prosecutors to charge me with the dogs and the condition of the dogs, because she said they was mine. She said, she's a minor. I wouldn't want my daughter to go to jail. Well, she said, well, I don't want to go to jail. It's her fault. She's the one that done all this. I had nothing to do with it. She was very high the day that they arrested her. And they dislocated her wrist trying to get her in cuffs because she was fighting the hell out of them. And I remember that. And that was her first big arrest that she'd ever had. Now, she'd been arrested right before that, right before I left with my aunt, for rugs. She was passed out on the side of the road in Dodge City, and she was under the influence. She got a DUI because she's so messed up, and I had to go call bail bondsman. Me and my aunt had to go up there and pay him and bail her out of jail. I was 16. So my mom left me over here with my aunt. She didn't have any contact hardly with me. From time to time she'd come over there with her friends that she was running the dragon with. And most of them was on the registry. That's right, folks, on the registry for violent offenses against children and women. That's who she liked to associate with. And that's who she brought around me. Just imagine what wonderful things happened to me. You know, it was a miracle that nothing really, really bad did. But it could have very easily went very badly. So, the last conversation I had with her, the last time that I actually stayed with her, she told me that she never wanted a daughter. She never wanted to have me. That I was just a mistake, an accident. And that the sight of me disgusted her, and that's why that she couldn't stay with me. She beat me so bad I couldn't walk for 2 days over nothing. She said I was talking back to her. Cut it out! And I tried. I love my mom so much. Like, all through this, no matter how bad she treated me, she'd leave me over there with no food. She'd let the water get turned off. She was about like Adam. She'd let the water get turned off. We didn't have air conditioner. It was really, really hot summer that year. It's like 100 degrees, 100 plus degrees outside. It was hot in that house with no AC. It was it had a basement on it, and then it had the main floor, and then it had an attic, and it was hot as hell in there. It was just hot. I said it hot about 4 times, but it was hot. And I would just sweat and sweat and sweat and sweat in there. Couldn't get no kind of damn relief. My aunt have her shirt all like rolled up like a bra on her. And I just have mine all, just like a cool rag on my head, some kind of something. Just like it was hotter than hell. She didn't care. She was somewhere up under the damn air conditioner with a man. Didn't give a damn. So, she got arrested with this man for writing bad checks. He just up and left her because he didn't like me, thank God. And he was nipping. He liked to drink a lot. And that was the life that she lived. Oh, I am. And like I said, no matter what this woman done and said to me, I still loved her. And I tried to do anything I could for her. And I'd clean up after her when she'd go out and get messed up and come back. And she couldn't even figure out what universe she was in. I mean, she had the jerking chicken jerks from that stuff. You've seen it. People's made videos of it, making fun of them. I don't say nothing funny about it. I just say it's fucking sad. I don't say nothing funny about that. I had to live it. When I'd get real, real hungry and just tired of everything, I would call my aunt or my uncle to come and get me and take me to go get some food because I hadn't had food in so long. And that's why my blood sugar bottoms out now. And I have to eat about every 2 hours. My sugar gets real low. But I had to live through that. There was nobody that helped me. And social services was called on me a couple of times. And I was so scared that they was going to take me and put me in a group home and it's going to be worse than what I was already in. That I would hide from them and not answer the door because my mom told me that she'd beat my ass if I talked to them. And she jumped all over me for talking to them. When they come over there, they just wanted to look at the house and she didn't want to have no part in it. And guess what? If you ignore them people and they don't have evidence on you and your child is older aged, like I was, they just close the case out after a couple weeks. They don't even bother. They don't follow up. They don't give a shit. The same thing with an adult. If you don't want to talk to them or you talk to them and tell them that you're all right, they just close the case out and say it's your fault in the end when you have mental problems or you're old and have dementia. And that is so much bullshit. Just bullshit. Somebody that is being coerced or bullied or manipulated, they should just act in their behalf, just like they do on these people that don't do anything bad to their children, and they go in and just take them away on a bullshit call. They should try to help people that needs to be damn helped, because nobody damn helped me. Nobody even believed me when I said all that was going on. And sometimes my mama would try to fight and keep me with her. But it wouldn't do no good when I called my aunt because she'd just come and get me and take me. And that's how I feel about my aunt. Now, my aunt's got a lot of mental problems and she's had some moments where you just not got to back off of her. But I know that I could always call her and she'd come get me. Yep, I'm hyperglycemic. From not having food. And in my adult life, I've had the same situations. People abusing me and withholding food or me not able to get it. I mean, y'all don't know how wonderful these DoorDash and Instacart is and Walmart delivery, because back a few years ago, before they had all that, I had money. I didn't have a vehicle. And my brother was the only one that had a vehicle, and he'd go to work and come home and spend my grandma's money and wouldn't buy us no groceries. And I remember sitting down there being so fucking hungry, y'all. Just starving. It had been probably about 3 days since we'd had anything to eat. And I was just having to go to sleep without no food. And my grandma was diabetic. Norma, I don't think she's diagnosed diabetes yet, but she had a lot of health issues too. And we would beg him to get us something to eat. And we'd say, we're going to call a church and get them to bring us a box of food over there. Don't you be a begging and calling no damn church. We ain't poor like that. He said, you shouldn't ate up all the food. If you wouldn't ate up all the food, you'd have food. So this is what he'd go and get when she got her check. He'd go get 1 roll of hamburger meat from Walmart, a small roll, not one of those humongous ones. And he would go get a loaf of bread and that generic oil cheese, not cheese, but the oil cheese that you couldn't melt with a hot gun. You couldn't melt that shit with nothing. You couldn't set on fire and melt it. He'd get that, and I think a gallon of milk. I think we'd get a gallon of milk. I can't be sure. And then he would buy himself sandwich meat, and we wasn't allowed to eat it because that was for him to go to work with. I think about 2 days later, he finally come in with some sandwiches that somebody had brought in to his work for them to eat, and they wasn't ate. So I went about 5 days without food. So when I got my van, thank you Jesus, somebody gave me a van. This ain't now. I don't have a car now, so I'm having to use Walmart delivery to get my food, or I'd be screwed over here. So when I got my van, I got the woman. She gave it to Grandma, and so they signed it over to me, and I knew that was the only way that I could try to help them. And he was so mad about that shit. It was his van. His friend's grandma gave it to him, not to me. I stole it from him. I still hear that shit to this day. I stole that van from him. So he got put in jail and had to go back to rehab. And I called and canceled my grandma's debit card because he had it and he tried to give it to his wife at the time. And I called and canceled her food stamp card and my aunt's food stamp card and every other card that he had that he was not buying us food or paying any of the bills or anything with, and he was just blowing it on himself because he did that to us. The same thing he did to Norma, but not in that extent. It wasn't that bad. And I went, yes, it's a damn cat. It just likes to meow a lot at night. Meow. He can hear me talking. He's talking to me. Cats meow. Dogs bark. I'll say it again. During the day, my dogs bark. My cat meows during the night. It's like a vocational school for animals here. But anyway, I went and I waited. I had to wait a couple of days for Grandma's card to come. And I went with our money and made sure that there was always food there. Made sure that the bills were paid. Now, I did screw up one time, and I overspent and forgot to pay the freaking power bill, and I don't know how I did that. But from the grace of God, I got churches to pay it before my grandma found out and kicked my ass because I'd overspent on food and did not pay the bill somehow. And I don't even remember how I done it, but anyway, yeah, my cat's talking to me. So I always made sure that I paid it first after that. So anyway, I was real good about getting out and hustling up money the legal way, not illegal stuff, but the legal way, and making sure that we was always provided for. And we always had everything that we needed, and it was wonderful as long as he was in jail or rehab. But as soon as he got out, he took over, and she would just bow down and obey him, and I would have to leave. Because he would just bully us and run over us and mistreat us. So when he got out, I stayed as long as I could. Grandma hurt her hip and couldn't get around anymore. And she was a very big woman, so I thought the best thing for her was to go into a nursing home because he was very mean to her. And it was. I know my aunt wasn't going to take care of her. She wasn't able to. And I was also pregnant. And my house was not suitable, and probably trying to live in Coleman wouldn't have been a wonderful thing. And I probably needed to sell that long before I ever did. But that's another story for another day. Ooh, that's nasty, but kudos on you. I don't eat nothing with mayonnaise in it. I don't like mayonnaise. Blech. But anyway, He's done the same thing multiple times to us. But Norma was the worst case. Norma would have passed if she'd been there maybe a day or two more. Yes, that's a cat. His name is Pringles, and he is a tuxedo cat. And he is very vocal, and always has been, and always will be. And there's nothing wrong with him. But I am going to go check on him in just a few minutes. I'm not rude to say that I don't like that and it's nasty to me. I'm speaking my mind, and that is my personal opinion on it, and I'm not being rude. You're being rude with assuming that everybody likes your kind of food that you want to eat, and we don't. So, wow, rude. Yeah. So, I know nobody's going to give me a vehicle. It ain't, like that. I tried to buy one and it's just a junk. I mean, you can't get it fixed. Every time I think I've got it fixed, it's tore up again. And I don't know what to do because I don't have the financial resources to even get a car on payment because my grandma helped me a lot. And I was thinking about it. Me and her we get into arguments. We was like mother and daughter, and we butted heads. And you know how moms and daughters just bicker and shit. And we'd get in arguments, and she'd be like, "You're going to miss my money when it's gone." And I said, "No, I won't. I'll be all right without it. I've been all right without it before." I said, "I don't give a shit about your money. I will miss you. It has nothing to do with your damn money, and it'll be hard, but I will miss you." "No, you'll miss my money." Well, she was on Social Security. And that's true. I've never said it true. "I will miss you. I don't miss no damn money or some kind of shit you could get me." I miss having somebody to talk to, which she was never really on my side. She cared more about Adam and Norma and everybody else besides me, and I was only important when I was the only one there. And that's the way it always was. And I was really important when I had kids. That made me really important to her. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's just a piece of shit. Excuse me. And I refuse to tolerate people like that anymore. And I don't know, in this life if it'll ever be the way I want it. But I'm going to try real hard to make it the life that I deserve, hopefully. And a lot of things are not ever going to be the same. I can't fix them. I can't undo what's been done. And I'm going to have to forgive myself for all that one of these days. Nope. Nobody ever paid for anything. They all got away with it. They all are footloose and fancy free, living their best damn lives. And some of them are in the ground. Yeah, oh, swallowed a hairball. I do have a CA. It's in my bio. God makes everybody pay for everything. And even if you don't remember doing it, it'll come back to you tenfold. And every time you're mean and hateful to somebody else, it'll come back to you. And the kind heart people like me will always get the short end of the stick. I will tomorrow. It's too late tonight to order dinner. They just don't. I can't DoorDash here, and Instacart is iffy. I'll have to order me something good from Wally World tomorrow. It's too late tonight. And I do have something in there, a little heat up pizza or something. I felt like I had like a hair in my throat or something just a while ago. So I live in a very rural town. There's like maybe 400 people that live in this little town. It's really run down. And they have people running, on the backs of the garbage trucks still. Like, nowhere hardly has that. So I wasn't a teenager when SA happened to me. I was an 8-year-old little girl that's mother had walked out on her because her boyfriend did not want children. He did not want to have children in his home, and that's why he was so abusive and mean to me. I have my dogs. I like to get on here. I like my solitude because it seems like people just like judge me when I try to spend time with them, or I'll say something and they'll just be like flabbergasted about it because it's not something they would say. I'm not their cup of tea, and they just look at me awkward because my mind is like goes from one thing to another, just random shit that has nothing to do with anything sometimes, and they'll just look at me like deer in headlights because I'll just be talking to you and then I'll see something and my whole focus will just shift whatever I see. Like I'll be walking outside and I see a rose bush or something. Look at that rose bush over there. Ain't it pretty? You see that bird? See, I told when I was probably about 14 years old, it had been happening for about 6 years at this point, and they called me a liar, said that somebody had touched me, but it wasn't who I said. And my grandmother said that I always had it out for him, and I was always jealous of him and how much they loved him, and that I was just making it up, trying to get him in trouble. And I got so tired of it that I just screamed out, okay, I lied. I made it up. Can we just forget about it? None of it ever happened. And at that point in my life, I made a decision up until like a year ago that I would never speak about it, and that I would never let anybody know what happened because they wouldn't believe me, and if they did, they would judge me for it. So it was best if everybody thought it never happened. She wanted to blame her boyfriend that she was mad at. She wanted to say that he was the one that touched me like that, and it wasn't him. My grandmother wanted her perfect little angel boy with his halo, and he was not. He was very mean. But even if I took this person to court, there is no evidence to support anything I say. It is just my memory against his. I went to RA therapy. AR therapy, or whatever it's called, RAPE therapy, I'll spell it out, and it just was bringing all that trauma back up, and I couldn't deal with it, so I just quit. It's called RAPE therapy. It's not too late. It's never too late. There are no statutes of limitations on child SA. They're only statute of limitation for adult SA. But anything to do with a child, I was a child. There is no statute of limitation. But the thing is that there's no evidence to support anything that I've got to say. Now, my best friend seen the bruises on my genitalia, so she could go to court and testify with me, but she's got kids and a husband, and she don't want to have to be bothered with that, and she wouldn't even answer me when I asked me. And her mom knows about it, and she said that she'd go with me, but she never witnessed anything. All she knows is what her daughter told her. She has hearsay information. But there's no DNA, there's none of that. But I had a child when I was 16. So let me tell you about why I had a miscarriage in my second trimester with this child at 16. That was my brother's baby. This little girl was biologically my brother's. It was an incest child. Thank you. I seen that. I appreciate that. So our cousin, so the lady that's with my uncle, her mother come to our house because she was staying with us after her and her husband had split up. And her husband was trying to get custody of their 2 children and taking them away from her. I did. I seen it. Thank you. It's like looping up, so I can't go over there or cut my live off. So I will go and fix everything and send you back a reply as soon as I get off of here. But I thank you. I've seen it. I see it like going off up in the screen. Thank you so much. But she come over to the house and she was telling me my aunt, and I had a cell phone at this time. They come out with camera phones, and I had one. But I had left it at home. This will be relevant later on. So she invites us all over to her house. When we get over there, she sends me, her stepson. This is a woman that lives with my uncle's mother. She's married to some man that lived over there on Smith Lake in a house in Coleman. I know all about them black-eyed peas. I thought about it, but you know what? I ain't going to prison for some sorry SOB. I sure as hell ain't. So anyway, we went over there to hang out, and they sent us all on a run to get food and drinks and stuff. So we went and done it, and on the way back, this little boy wanted to go stay with his aunts because his daddy and his stepmama was a nipping on the gin, and I was quite, under the influence. So when we got back with the pizzas and stuff, they was quite tipsy. And she was arguing with him about the boy leaving and going off. Well, he just dives on top of her and kind of knocks me over to the side. I am about 14, 15 weeks pregnant with a little baby. And he is beating her in the face, y'all. This is graphic, by the way. I should have said that before. This is a graphic story. He's beating her in the face. It is dark. We don't have a vehicle. He has snatched his phone and keys away from me and Norma. And we are walking up this big, tall, down hill on the riverside, and I'm in high-heel down shoes. 6-inch heels, walking up the side of this mountain in the dark, can't see nothing. If I trip, I'm going to fall 200 feet straight down and splat like a bug on the windshield. So we're walking up this, and it's probably about half a mile up there to the next set of houses. That girl, Tanya, that was her daughter that was staying with us, had left because she was jumping on her and trying to get evidence against her to take her kids away. All right. And we went up there and we couldn't find Tanya. She had her car parked at somebody else's house, and then she was somewhere else. So we couldn't find her, and her keys were in her car. And we left a note where we thought she was. Thank you for the gift. We left a note where we thought she was, and we took her car. And it was a Trans Am, not a Trans Am, Firebird. It was a Firebird or something like that. It was something similar to a Trans Am, but it wasn't the same thing. But anyway, it was 5-speed, and it would stall out on you for no good reason. So when we started to leave, my aunt told me to put my seatbelt on. When we got up to the stop sign, it stalled out and threw my stomach up into the seatbelt, and I had a bruise from under my tit right there all the way down to my side. And I went to my friend's house the next day, and I looked at her, and I've told y'all time and time again, I say I don't feel good, you better get me to the ER right then. I'm minutes away from crashing out and going to meet my damn maker. And I looked at her and I said, I don't feel good. Well, I was having really bad stomach cramps, and I was bleeding pretty heavily. And I passed my baby. I miscarried at her house. And I want to say it was a little girl. I was so early, I don't know what I was really having. But I put the tissue and everything in a little shoebox, and we buried it in her front yard. And the bleeding got worse and worse and worse as the day went on. And she called her mom, and her mom bitched at my mom until she come down there and got me and took me to the ER. And they gave me some antibiotics and some other stuff, and it said it just looked like, abdominal trauma and maybe a really bad period or a miscarriage. And just to be safe, we're going to give her some medication to make sure that everything's cleaned out in her uterus and she doesn't get an infection. So I never spoke about it, and then I got my little dog, Eradicate Littles, my little Chihuahua mix that was sick. And I never spoke about it again. I was unable to get pregnant for a long time after that. I ended up going on medication around the time that I got married, like birth control, trying to sort out my period and regulate it and everything, and ended up getting pregnant with Katie. And I had her through a C-section, and then I got pregnant on birth control with Austin, and I got pregnant before Austin, and I miscarried that baby. And I've had, very serious issues since then. And with my last baby, I have infertility problems now. And I don't know if I chose to, which I don't know why I would with everything that's went on, but if I chose to, I would never probably be able to carry a baby ever again. I could go through years, months of fertility treatments, drugs, never. Oh, I shouldn't have said it like that. Medication. Then I was on birth control pills, and my husband threw them away, and I got pregnant with Cassie, and I had preeclampsia with her, and then Addison was forced upon me. I'll put it that way. And I had him at 34 weeks because he assaulted me and ruptured my membrane around the baby. Well, thank you. It's not my skin. It is a filter because I'm not putting on damn makeup the way I feel. And I wanted to look like Kris Kringle off of Santa Claus. But it is not my skin, and I have been lying to y'all. It is a lie. I am too damn lazy to put on makeup, and I'm scared it'll break my ass out because my hormones are all over the damn place right now. But it is not my skin. But I don't know if that man's coming tomorrow or whatever, but I'm going to have to clean my bathroom out tonight because just in case I had to try to toss these dogs in the bedroom and let them come in and use the toilet. Hopefully, since they're men, they can just urinate outside because I don't like sharing my bathroom with strange people that I don't know. So, having my period and being PMS and just batshit crazy from everything that's happened to me in my life, it's going to be fun having strange men at my house. She woke up. Listen to that dog snore. That's what I do every night. Everybody like, you got a husband, but no, it's just like I've got one. Elsa snores, farts, hogs the bed. They are coming to mow the grass and then leave. I'll have to have some kind of mediocre interaction with them, but I don't want to get awkward and start talking too damn much like I do, so I'm just going to say thank you. If you need me, you can just knock on the door and I'll come back out. I don't want to bother you. Just please don't tear up none of your equipment because I can't afford to replace it. And watch for ants and dog turds because I can't see them in the yard. I'm going to tell them I'm on my period. I don't feel good. I'm on my period. I'm going to go lay down. I was diagnosed at 16 with endometriosis, and I have very painful periods, and my period it's like 5 days overdue, and it's going to kick my ass. I'm on my period. I don't feel good. I'm going to go lay down. I'm not bloated. No, I'm not on the rag. I hate that term. I hate it. I am on the red rainbow of hell. And I will turn from Cindy Sue and Laura Lou. What the fuck are you looking at? The meanest shit in 5.2. So, I don't need to be interacting with folks. I love people, I do, and normally I am the nicest person in the world. But I can turn into some kind of big dude that's been in prison for 14 years. Like you snap your damn fingers. I will go from little Cindy Sue, Laura Lou, off of the damn who's to what are you looking at? Take a damn picture, it'll fucking last longer. Good night. I'll be like Roseanne when her whole family tried to escape the house when they figured out that she had PMS and about to start her period and was going to be Satan's spawn for the next 48 hours. They tried to escape. One of them tried to go fishing and the other ones tried to bail out. I just stay hid in here in the house and have zero contact with anybody. I just eat my food and watch my show and get on here a little bit. And I try not to let all y'all's buttholy rude comments that some of y'all make bother me. But when I'm like I am, girl, who you think you messing with? Who you think this is? I ain't no kind person. I'm the sweetest person in the world. But when my hormones got control of my body, whew, that's something. That is something else. I think my filter is glitching. But I'll be back on here tomorrow night. I'm about to fall in the floor, and I'm perched up here like a damn parakeet on a little perch. Tweet, tweet. And I want to get off of here and charge my phone and watch Criminal Minds. Hey, has that guy been back over? No, he ain't come over to bend me over to fix anything in a hot minute, but he said just let him know when something else breaks. And he'll be right back over here to attend to it. I did order me some more batteries today, because when them bitches die right in the middle of something, honey, you're wanting to damn beat the hell out of that thing and make it work. And I'm talking about my remote, by the way. Get your mind out of the fucking gutter. Over here trying to damn watch Criminal Minds and press down the pause button, and then your damn remote just shorts out on you, and you're over here cussing it like a sailor. You son of a bitch. And you don't have a single AAA in the damn house, so I bought me a big old mega pack of them bitches. I don't know what the hell I've used AAAs for. I know I had a whole pack in here somewhere. But anyway. Nope. Damn remote shorted out on me. So now I got the batteries. It's time to watch my show. Hotner and Reed, Prentice, Gideon, and Derek. They're going to go on here and they're going to catch this man that's lost touch with reality. He was in a war zone and he has PTSD, and his mind has warped and it is split. And he is stuck in that war zone and he's unaliving folks on here. So they're trying to catch him. And I think it ends badly. No, I can't fix your Frigidator. I sure can. I wish I could. I do a lot of dumb shit, though. I fuck it up, or it'll never work again. I can also trip over a damn dog food bag while I'm trying to get my phone to tell the people from Walmart delivery where my house is, even though I put it in big bold letters. I have a purple mailbox, and I'm the only one on the street with a purple fucking mailbox in a growed up yard. But they can't fucking read, so I had to call them and send them a message and tell them that I'm standing outside and it's a purple mailbox, because they didn't read the instructions. So I tripped over a bag of dog food and went flying out the front door. Trying to walk and talk at the same time. And chew my bubble gum. You know, used to my bubble gum be popping, and now it's my damn knees. And I know exactly why. All them damn dropping it low. Shaking it like a salt shaker. Twerking it back. Now I need some double D40 on all my joints so it stops a creaking and a popping. Now, Like they can't, people don't read, just like when you put a Facebook ad on there and then they ask you the same fucking questions that you have outlined in your Facebook ad. Like you put your location and what it is and the description of it, and then they ask you, well, what kind is it? Well, where are you located at? Do you still have it? If the ad's up, bitch, I've still got it. You think I want people pestering me 50,000 times over something that I've already got rid of? Shit. And then they'll DM you. Well, what kind is it and where are you located? Well, how far is that from me? How in the hell do I know? Where do you even live? They don't tell you where they live, but they'll just damn ask you how far you are from them, like you're just a damn psychic. And you can just mind link with them and just know where they're at. You can see their location through the phone. And then they're like, after they ask you all these questions and pester you and tell you they're really interested, they'll send you something back saying, oh, well, I looked it up and you're a few hours away and I can't come that far. Can you come meet me or bring it to me for free? No, bitch, I can't. I ain't no fucking damn delivery service. I look like Spark to you. I'm not. Plus, I ain't got a car. What do you want me to do? Borrow a bicycle from the neighbor kids and try to cart it up there about 4 hours from the house? I'll be there in 15 years. Shit. For free, too. And when I had a car, I have offered, like, to take puppies to people and stuff. And I was like, you know, it's at a delivery fee rate, you know. $150 or something like that because it's a few hours away. Oh, well, and plus the price of the puppy? No. I'm going to take the delivery fee off the price of the puppy. And then just charge you a delivery fee and a discounted price for the puppy. Well, can you take less for it? No, bitch, because it didn't take less work. I've had it for weeks, taking care of it, wiping its ass, feeding it, cleaning it, shots, dewormer, all this shit, making sure that it don't get sick before it gets to your house where you won't have a sick dog. No, it didn't take less work to get it here. We ain't taking less for it. Well, I don't have that kind of money. Well, then you shouldn't have a dog because you know what a vet bill costs at emergency vet? Between $4,000 and $6,000 for the minorest shit, not even life-threatening things. So if you don't have a couple of hundred to spend on purchasing a puppy that's been socialized and took care of properly, then you don't need a damn dog because you can't afford the vet bills. Now, they are care credit. And I would strongly suggest if you can get approved that you do and that you pay it on time and get your, level up. But that shit's expensive. And no vet does after calls anymore. Because it's just, and a lot of people have to wait till the next morning to take their dog in. They had to wait till the regular vet opens. And that causes their pet to pass away. And they could have been saved because they can't afford to pay all that kind of money. Or they had to sign the dog over or have it humanely euthanized because they can't afford to take care of it. And that is reality. It is freaking expensive. And I had to pay all that. And so for you to say, plus they're registered, no, they're not show quality because I sell them as companions. And I guess I'm unethical for doing that. That they're not proven in a show, because CKC don't have shows for my breed of dog. It would have to be a confirmation show, and they don't offer that. So they are sold as companions, and they make great service dogs and therapy dogs, because I have a few of my babies that have went on to be service dogs and also therapy dogs, emotional support animals, and therapy dogs in hospitals, and go through that training. They have wonderful personalities. They don't have any kind of aggression. They have wonderful temperaments. And they're just sweet dogs. Everybody loves them. My neighbors love them too, even though they're a little bit annoying when they chase after them, barking, because they want to be nosy. But anyway, they are sold as pets, and it's all in my contract. And they're sold under a contract that protects me, the breeder. And it's all a lie, the internet. I do not look good. It is a filter. But anyway, they are sold as pets, and I did put a clause in there, a spay and neuter clause at 24 months. You need to wait 24 months. And one person that got my puppies, it was not in there yet. Now it is. So what happens if you don't spay or neuter? So I can take you to court and take your dog away from you, or I can sue you and make you pay me a shit ton of money if you break the contract that we both signed, that has been wrote up by a lawyer. That's what can happen. So it says by 18 or 24 months, I'll have to look and make sure. I can't remember that. I think 24 months is what I put. You have to have your dog sterilized, because they're sold under pets. I do not sell to breed. I don't want my dogs bred. I don't sell mine for a bunch of profit. But I can tell you by looking at them that I don't believe that Chelsea took. I do not believe Chelsea's pregnant. If she is, she will just have like 1 or 2 puppies. She's not big. She's not showing. She does kind of have a little bit of a bag going on, but not enough for me to say that I think that she's pregnant. She would be, if I'm remembering correctly, she will be the first one due the 2nd week of June. Now, I know for a fact, for the way they look, they're Shih Tzus, that Carolina and California is expecting. I will be giving California and Carolina vitamins. I'm going to order some tomorrow. And calcium supplement leading up and after they have their puppies for a couple of days. Because Carolina did not have enough calcium last time, and it stalled her her labor out and caused complications. She ended up birthing her puppies, but it did cause complications, and so I will be putting her on a prenatal. And my other girl, I was waiting on finding out I was pregnant, and I will be switching everybody to puppy food until after the delivery. It's just easier for me to feed all my little dogs puppy food instead of trying to chase a couple down and get them to eat, because they're not going to eat separately. They all like to eat together out of each other's bowls, and it's not going to hurt these dogs to go on puppy food for a couple of weeks. They're senior dogs. They probably need the extra nutrients anyway. But I can show you my babies, some of them. The ones that are pregnant are put up because they're trash pandas a little bit. And I don't have a garbage can, so I don't want to clean that shit up. I don't feel like it. But now California is not, but Carolina, she is a trash bandit. So this is California. This is Chelsea. And like I said, I don't believe she's pregnant. If she is, this is like one baby. That's her. So the other two, I will tell you what colors they are. I don't know. I usually ask 8 for my girls and 6 for my males. And why, as an ethical breeder, would I ask more for the females than I do the males? Well, I will tell you. Because females are more desired, which means that they're more likely to make more money from them. And secondly, I don't have that many females when I have puppies. I usually have males, and usually I'll end up having to slice the prices of my males down to $400 a piece. Because nobody wants a boy. And that blows my mind because boy dogs are just as good as girl dogs or better. But I got to get off of here and see what's wrong with my crazy ass cat and get him settled down because he is getting kind of keyed up and he might need me for some reason to scratch his ass with. I do ship puppies. You can put in a bid. They have to be ground shipped with a courier. You have to do get a shipping company that ships pets. So there's something called citizenshipper.com, and you can put up a bid there and you'll get different bids, and it can be pricey. And the cheapest thing that I tell my clients, that's what I call y'all that buy my babies, my clients, to do is that if it's humanly possible to travel to my home via bus, not bus, you can't take them on bus, but via plane or driving or whatever, that is the cheapest alternative to come get one of my babies. Now, if that is not possible, I'm going to tell you that shipping is usually between $300 to $600. They are CKC registered. And Dad is AKC registered. I do not have any females that is AKC, and I try not to mess with AKC too much because they'll send an inspector to your house. And I'm not set up as a breeding kennel. My dogs are in home. And if you're not set up like a breeding kennel, they can revoke your registration on all your dogs. And they can do that after 2 litters of puppies. If anybody gets mad and makes a complaint. So the difference between AKC and CKC is that AKC is a lot more strict on everything. They do not register new dogs, so 9 times out of 10, the AKC dogs are going to be a little bit inbred. They do confirmation shows. You can have champion bloodlines and stuff like that. And you have to pay, usually when they're AKC breeders, will make you pay extra for full registration, or they just won't offer it at all, and they can limit your registration, meaning that your dog has to be spayed and neutered within 6 months of owning them. So CKC, you can limit the registration, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to do that, and that's why I don't. I do sell all mine on full registration because it's just too, like I'd have to register all my dogs in my name and then send in paperwork saying I wanted them limited and then sign it over to y'all. It wouldn't be a puppy application. So I would have to pay for all that, and I guess I could, but it's just a pain. And most people that I sell to are like, oh, I'm going to have them spayed and neutered anyway. So if you're not going to breed them, take it out. There's no sense in having an intact dog that you never plan on breeding that has no no, their parts have no purpose to be there. Now, when they're puppies till about 24 months, when they're full grown, their reproductive organs give hormones that causes their bones to grow and their bone plates to harden and close shut. And if you take their stuff out too early, it can cause gaps in their bone plate, and also their bone plate to be softer and not as dense, and it can cause bone problems and arthritis and joint issues later on. Thank you. Thank y'all for the likes and stuff. So that's why I recommend delay spay and neuter. And some vets will tell you, because they're wanting to weed out irresponsible dog owners, that spaying and neuter them before heat is the best thing to do at 3 to 4 months. And it is not. And they're telling people that because these people are not watching their dogs and they're getting pregnant by everything out there. Let me tell you something. Your dog is going to come in heat a couple of times, being a small dog. 6 months, a year old, 6 months and a year old, and then probably 2 years. So when your dog comes in heat, and some people call it their period, it's not their period, it's their heat cycle, where they come into estrus to be able to be bred. Animals only have one purpose. It's procreate. Period. So keep your animal secured and up your butt and watch it. And take it out on a short leash, on short walks, until it is out of estrus and heat. Don't leave it around any intact animals that are of the opposite gender in your home or anywhere else. And don't be trying diapers. Diapers do not work. They fail 95% of the time. Just like condominiums. I wanted to be a vet, but everybody told me that I wasn't educated enough and that I wasn't big enough to be able to pull like livestock babies out and things that vets need to be able to do. So I gave up on it, but I always wanted to be a vet because I love animals. You got a knot. I'm going to have to brush your hair. I'm not a vet. I have just done research and the pros and cons on things, and I believe how I believe. Now, I do believe that for the well-being of your animal, to spay and neuter, because it keeps them from having mammary gland cancer and tumors, and it can keep them from getting prostate cancers. But there are also the risk to it. Your dog can pass away from a reaction for anesthesia that you don't even know it has. It can have complications with recovery. It can damage its urethra, and it can be incontinent. It can cause gland disorders. And it does not prevent cancer in your dog. It can prevent certain types of cancer. And mammary gland cancer is usually in older female dogs that have never been spayed or bred and just had repeated estrogen cycles over the course of multiple years. Now, my older 2 girls have hernias. They're not tumors, but they look like tumors, but they're hernias in their breast. But I'm about to get off here, y'all. I'm getting nauseous, and I want to go feed my cat and water them for the night real quick. And I'm kind of getting nauseous. And I want to get off here, go fix me some sweet tea or something, and lay down for a few minutes. Meow. But I appreciate everybody's donation to that I'm Broke Fund, and I am. I have 97 dogs on the wall. Take one down, pass them around. 97 dogs on the wall. I have 3 crazy ass Dalmatians, 2 bull terriers, and a few little ones that are batshit crazy too. Education on animals. They will bite your ass if they don't like the way you're touching them. You need to watch that. They will also kick you if they're big enough. I know what she's talking about. That is my opinion on sterilization, and every vet will be different, and every vet will have their opinions on it, but they're fixing them 3 to 4 months because people are letting them get pregnant on their first heat cycle. And even if you're planning on breeding your dog, you don't breed it on its first heat because it's not mature enough and it's not done growing. You need to wait 18 to 19 months and let that baby have the second heat. Now, Chelsea, I did breed her on her first heat, and let me tell you why. Because you're feeding that dog the same diet that you fed her when she had her reproductive organs, when she had estrogen and progesterone. And she's not doing the same work that she done when she had all of her organs. She's not trying to produce hormones and milk and stuff and make babies. She's not doing that anymore. She's just laying around So you need to exercise them more, feed them half of what you was. And I know that sounds so cruel to people about their babies. And not so many treats. Because an overweight dog is bad for its joints. That dog needs a lot more exercise now that it don't have a uterus or cods. Because I have seen that in so many people. None of my dogs are overweight. None of mine are fixed that I have now. I used to have a male that was neutered and he passed away at 10. But none of my dogs are sterilized. My girls that are not to be bred, this one, I'm going to try to breed Chelsea one more time. If she don't take, we're done. She's retired. Elsa, all them, they're too old. I don't breed them. They're just in my bed. So, they're not fixed, but my cats are. My cats are spayed and neutered, and they're having a lot of trouble having weight on them, like keeping weight. They're losing weight, and they've had a lot of trouble after they're spayed and neutered. And yes, they've been to the vet, and they have some kind of virus that they caught down there at that spayed and neuter place. And they'll never recover, and they may pass away from it. And it's just reality. And I did it to better their life and stop them from overpopulating my house with cats. Because they kept on having babies over and over and over again. And I feel like that I betrayed my cats. And I made them sick. And it wasn't not my fault because those ladies have been taking animals down there for years. They work with a place that helps you get them spayed and neutered at a reduced price. And they knew that they was a risk to my cats to get all that, and they should have had me vaccinate them. And it was so sad that some of them passed away. I couldn't save them. The younger cats that I had spayed and neutered at 4 months old, they didn't make it. They was just too weak and too little. And it was so sad because I was very attached to my Calico and my tuxedo girl cat. It broke my heart. And I would love to have another kitten, a little fuzzy one, but I'm scared that it'll catch the same virus from these cats and it'll die too, so I will not be doing that. So, make sure you do your research, folks, before you use spay and neuter. I also had a dog fix down there years ago, and it just passed away. Yeah, my subscriber go, well, I'm going to get off of here and eat me some crackers. I feel like I'm going to vomit. I'll get back on here tomorrow. Toodaloo, ta-ta for now. I'm going to be like Winnie the Pooh and go eat me some honey. Bye.